Hello everybody, welcome to the video. My name is Fancy Shanks, aka Ryan, and in this video I'm showing you my red purple sugar deck. So, in case you don't know, well you clicked on the video, so I'm assuming you do know. In case you don't, there's going to be an event in the EB03 format where you can only play female leaders. Sugar happens to be a female, in case you didn't know. Fun fact. So, this is what I'm definitely going to be taking to the event. I'll go through the leader effect because most of you won't know what this does because I didn't know what it does because I only played it in like OP10 like a few times and I dropped it. But I think it's actually really, really strong for this event, and I'll tell you why in a second. So the effects are end of turn. If you have a Don Quixote type pirates type character with 6,000 power or more, at the end of your turn you stand one Don as active, and then on your opponent's turn, when you activate an event, so any counter event, I guess if you had some weird way of activating the main event, but I don't even know what. You have to go through some hoops. But so when you activate a counter event, you get to ramp a Don as active. So in the late game, if you let's say you have like 9 Don in your Don deck because you've used the Minds effect, so you can play something like a Rad Beam or whatever else. I'm not running Rad Beam, but I do want space for it. Anyway, you play Rad Beam instead of, and then you rest the Don, but then you add another Don, so you still have more Don to play with. So it's really strong in the late game, in the early game for ramp, but it doesn't lose all its value in the late game. So why play this deck? Is I'm sure you're wondering you have strong decks like Vivi, you have Boa, you have Bonnie. What else do we have? Carrot. Those are all some really strong decks that you can be running. Why run this over those? So Ben Beckman is an insane red card for the Heroines event because into Bonnie and Carrot you can kill 5 cost Cavendish and 5 cost Carrot because they're 6,000 powerless. So you kill a Cavendish on curve into Bonnie, and it can be really devastating for their curve because it will result in them having to either play off curve or play on curve and not having done for the leader. And for Carrot, if you kill their 6 cost Carrot, or their 5 cost Carrot, sorry, then they can't stun your bodies efficiently enough, and they can't use it to restand. They lose a lot of tempo. And into decks like Boa. So Boa's leader effect, in case you don't know, is when you kill one of their characters, you have to take a life when you KO them. Ben Beckman is trash, meaning you completely ignore that. It's essentially like bypassing the leader effect for a turn. Especially, and then when you're ramping to this, so not only you killing a character while establishing a body on curve, you're also denying them the leader effect value. And a similar thing to Vivi. So Vivi's leader effect is when a full cost or more would be KO'd, they can trash card instead. You just trash it, doesn't count. It bypasses so many of the sticky bodies, like anything that hasn't on KO, just ignore it. Just don't worry about it. As the game was intended. Just character's there, character dies. No ramifications. Obviously, if there's a card like Shigi that protects you from removal, that's a bit different. But Ben Beckman is insane in this format. We also got 2 lovely new cards for this deck. So 3 cost Sugar, 3 cost counter, no power. On play, if you leader a Sugar, play a 6k Don Quixote from your hand. So you can play a 5 cost on your 3 Don turn. And then what 5 cost are we playing with this new Sugar? So we have 5 cost Monet, also a new card. 5 cost 6k blocker, 1k counter. So it is a blocker, which is really good. And you also get a top 5 search for an event or a character with 1,000 power less. So that's any event in the deck. You can run a whole array of events. You don't have to run these. This is like really just a guideline, but you can run any event. I think it searches every event, right? Not just red. Yeah, they're all event cards. So you can even grab the red events. And then also it searches 1 cost Sugar, which is a really good searcher. Being a rest searcher. So if you're able to keep this alive, for any reason, you can actually get more than 1 card's value out of it, which is really good. And it also searches Baby 5, which is 2k. And if you really wanted to, you can play Bonkley with it. It searches Bonkley for some reason, which is pretty funny. You probably won't need it. You probably don't need this in the deck because your ramp is already so good. But it is a funny little thing you can do. So what else do we have? We have this 5 cost Rosie. It's been a staple in this deck since it came out. It's actually one of the strongest cards in the game, in my opinion. So 5, 6, 1, same stat line. On play, trash 1 event. You play a lot of events, so that's not really an issue. And then you draw 2. So it's maintaining itself in hand. And then end of turn, if you have 7 or more Don, you set 2 of them as active. With your leader effect, you're actually setting 3 Don active every turn, which is enough for all of your events. Oh, we actually played. No, that's not out yet. Then Pika. So Pika is what I'm trying. It might not be good in this specific build, but I think if you build around this Pika, I'll explain what it does. So End of turn, if your leader is Don Quixote Pirates, add 1 Don from your Don deck as active. So when you're playing this on 5, it feels like an expensive ramp piece you're only really getting 1 proper value out of, because you go from 5 to 6 and then you play your 8 drop, but after that, the ramp value diminishes. But when you're playing it on 3, it's actually really valuable, because you play it on 3, play it on 3, sorry. You play the Pika, you go to 4, they attack you because they want to kill this Pika. So you counter with any of your events. It's kind of why I want Rad Beam, because some of these, whatever. So you counter, then you go to 5 Don, and then what should be your 5 Don turn, you're actually on 7. So your opponent has just had their 4 Don turn, and you're already on your Beckman turn, just because you got Pika out. Which is crazy, right? I can't be the only one that thinks that's really, really strong. Or you just play down 5 cost and have extra Don, so saying you're not going to break through me. And on the second card, that actually means you're on your 8 Don turn. If you go 4 into 8, because you get the 2 ramps from the Pika and your leader effect. So you're actually on 8 Don and you can immediately drop this. It's so strong when you get it. But I think it's going to be most strong in builds where you play cards like the Tank of Shanks. So this Tank of Shanks and this Tank of Shanks, I was going to play both of them, but I think you have to build it a little bit differently to incorporate both. Like, I think there are 2 builds to this deck. There's the generic, like, good high-end build, and then there's more of a Don Quixote tribal version. It's currently what I'm playing right now. I will have a list on screen that you can try, which is more like a Shanks Linlin focused build. I think Linlin is also a really strong card I'll go through. So, this Shanks, if you ramp to it like 2 turns early with this Pika, or a turn early with this Pika, it can actually be devastating. It's a 10-12 rush that just passively gives all of my opponent's things -1 on your turn and your opponent's turn. So when they're swinging into you, not only are you harder to swing into, but you also have all of these counter events to make it even trickier. And then this 10 cost Shanks, you ram to it, you just pop a big dude. Not too much. And there's also, I'll really quickly go over Linlin. One of the strongest purple cards ever printed, in my opinion. Genuinely insane. I would like to find space for it. It's just kind of hard to balance all the ratios. You want events, you want your search, you want your 5 cost, you want your 8 cost OP, and then you also want Beckman, and then you also want to try to find space for high end. Alright, so yeah, this Linlin, Don -1, trash card from your hand, and then you heal a life and put a 6 cost or less to the bottom of your owner's life. So it's hitting all the same things as Beckman while avoiding all the on-KO effects, because it's removing it to the bottom of the life. And this deck, you have such great late game tools, you're actually normally fine to extend the game a turn or 2 where other decks wouldn't really find it favourable. Because you have such strong counter events, which I will now explain the counter events. So, oh wait, that's really quick. 8 cost OP on play, Don -1. You play 5 cost. That's basically the effect. So you play Virgo. Virgo is anti-removal for your bodies. Doesn't save non-Don Quixotes though. So if they like red rock your Linlin or Shanks, this won't save it, which does really suck. And also when attacking, you can give -2, so you can actually make Beckman pop an 8k. Like you can pop a Kuma and then ignore his on KO effect with Beckman. Pretty strong. What else was I saying? So counter events. We have the 0 cost Divine Departure. So with his leader, let's say they punch my life for 5k, and I want ramp, but I don't want to have to trash another card. So you actually just play this 0 cost for the counter effect. You choose not to pay the cost of countering of trashing the card, so you don't get the counter power. So you're still probably gonna have to take the hit, but you still get your leader effect to resolve to ramp. So this is actually just a 0 cost to ramp. When your opponent swings at you. And then if you want it to be a counter, you can. You just trash hit the card and you get early attack. So it's a very versatile, so you can just use it to ramp for 0 cost and then still take the card to your hand, or you can just not. And there's also, we have, I will never forgive anybody, is a top 3 search that can be done on counter, and when all the counter effects mean that you can play them on our opponent's turn, which means we're getting a ramp card. So this is a ramp card that does a top 3 search for any of our combo pieces that we need, plus, yeah, we get the ramp. It can be played on the main as well if we wanted to. This card I think I'm going to cut. I was trying it. It was so rare that I was paying the extra 2 onto ramp that really, it was just a searchable event target. But you're probably better off playing something like Rad Beam. We'll put 3 Rad Beam in here. Why not? I think Rad Beam is a great card. And then we have Noro Beam Sword. Slow Beam. Whatever you want to call it. 2 cost, -1. You gain 2k. And then you rest your opposed characters. So we actually, if in case you notice, we only play 4 2Ks in this deck. That's because we have the counter events, and Noro is basically a 2K. But then you can rest anything. So you basically get a Bonnie's leader effect on a 2K. As long as you have the donut, which we will because we have everything in here. And then Little Black Bears is essentially Gum Gum Giant. It is like a little bit more stipulation to it, so it's 3 cost counter event. But bear in mind, we're standing 1 every turn, and then if we have a 5 cost Rosie, we're actually just getting those 3 anyway. But it's a 3 cost counter event. You give +4, so same as Giant, and then if you have 7 or done and 5 or less in your hand, draw 1. So this is like objectively worse than Giant in almost every metric. But the fact that Giant is just such a strong card, having something even close to it is insane. A +4 while you don't lose card advantage because you immediately draw 1, as long as your hand isn't too big with little bad letters, is insane. Especially in a format where relatively there's a lower power threshold. It's great. And then Trigger also ramps in case that's ever coming up. And so that's nearly the entire deck is done. To hold out for a little bit longer, I have some other cards you probably want to play in the deck. So if we go Donkey Yotes, so the options are I wouldn't play Senor Pink. If I was playing Senor Pink, I would always play Viola before Pink. So in case you don't know, Viola is a blocker on KO. You add a purple event from your trash to your hand, whereas Senor Pink is you add a purple event to your trash with a cost of 5, the cost of 5 or less. I don't know why that's the stipulation. From your trash to your hand, then you set 1 as active. So off Monet, off Sugar, you could actually play it and set 1 as active, but you still -1. It's not great. I would like it to be good because I have 2 old cards for it and they're really funny. And then these 2 are like the main cards you're going to be trying to fit in the deck as well as Pika. Maybe you cut in this build, you cut Pika for one of these 2 cards. So Monet, on play, you ramp 1 as active. So it's the same immediate benefit that Pika gives, but you also have the on KO effect, draw 2 trash 1. Then you ramp 2 Dawn. So late game, this is still a cycle, but they literally cannot afford to kill this early game. They kill this early game and they're literally pushing you ahead an entire turn. It just isn't going to happen. And then there's also this dude, Godoffi, the 5-drop. So it's a 5/6/1, same stat line as most of the other cards, but it's also a blocker that can ramp heals rested. So I was thinking about this, well, like on a walk actually, and I was like, I think instead of viewing it as a ramp card, with an emergency blocker, I think it's primarily a blocker with counter you can play off your 8-drop that is an emergency ramp card, if that makes more sense. View it as as a blocker in your deck, because we currently only have Monet. So you view it more as an extra blocker that you get while making your ramp more consistent. And then finally, before you go, Tanko Stofi. I haven't felt this card had immense value in the Heroines format. I think when if I'm ramping to this is a very reactive card, right? You're KOing an 8 or stunning 3/7s, which doesn't really synergize with the ramp strategy, because this is very like reactive to, okay, once my opponent has done a few things, they played a few characters, or they've established a big 8 cost, I'm then going to kill it. But that's not really the goal of ramping. The goal of ramping is to play your massive bodies as soon as possible and sway the game in your favor, which Dofi isn't really doing. So that is the deck list. If you have any other suggestions, thoughts, comments, any of that, let me know. Completely unrelated, but like and subscribe. Help me out. Get into some games. Hopefully, I'll have the meta leaders one game of each to show you how the deck would function into them. Oh, are there any more events I want to mention? I don't think so. Just like some other 0 costs you can play. So I think that's the deck list. Alright, get into the games. See you in a second. Bye. Okay then, we have a Boa Hancock. Sure. Boa is going to be like one of the main decks you see. Assuming people can get their hands on the cards, it's like actually still insane. Going first, we have Sugar into Monet. We're going to keep it. I'm not going to play the Searcher because I want an event to ramp after I play the Monet. I'm not going to clench into the first life into a Gorgon Sisters. We're not going to be doing that. I might take the Sugar. I'm either taking the Sugar or the Bears. I think next turn we go to 6. We play a 5 cost. I'm gonna take the Bears. And end of turn stand 1 Dawn for the event to ramp. He probably plays a full drop. It's possible he doesn't swing at us to deny us the ramp up of our event. He's thinking. If he doesn't swing, I'm not too fussed about it. Alright, he's gonna swing at the money. Oh, he actually swings at base. Okay. Here we just take the sugar. Trigger ramp. So we go to 6, we would instead go to 7 and 9. That doesn't actually change any of our curve. And it's definitely not worth losing such a powerful card. We have double triggers. We'll go 5. Ooh, but this is a free body. This is a interesting decision. I guess we just go 5 and give him the body. And then we play the Virgo, so we get protection against the Grab Blade. He's deciding whether he wants the free block or the free trigger. Okay, he's probably... Oh, he counters! I didn't expect that at all. We'll just play the Virgo and the sugar. And we stand 1 Don, but we have no counter events. Alright, you just need massive beat punch. We'll take it. And then this turn we'll go Dofi into Rosie. And we will swing into life again. What is he thinking about? Was he thinking about swinging with this? Surely not. Yeah. Alright, now we just turn the dude sideways. Gorgon Sisters, there we go. Put it there. Aren't you clever? Faces placed. Another character. Wow, you must be so cool. Okay, we'll play the Rosie. I'm trashing this to draw 2. Doesn't feel great. I was hoping to find another counter event. Like a Rad Beam would have been super good. We just die? No. I don't think so. You don't have any 2Ks. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't have swung with the Monet. And now we're in a really weird spot. He shows me 1K, 2K, 2K. If I were him, I would have tried to kill me. I have to give him double 1K for a 6. 1K, 1K. Yeah, I definitely should have turned the Monet. Shouldn't have turned the Monet sideways. I was really hoping he didn't have another body in life. Yeah, we'll just take this one. That's funny to be playing 9-drop, which will make me take a life anyway. I'll give him double 1k again. And we'll use a counter event. And we'll play the event to look for money. Okay. Okay. Right, he plays a 2k to stack his life. He has no Don up. I think we have to kill him now. He can't live another turn. Not likely anyway. But we know he had 2k, 2k, 1k. So he probably put the Shaku to life, to cycle. Start with a 7. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he triggers the character. Oh, then we definitely get coach, right? We know he has 2k, 2k. So we have to at least win 9. 9, 9. Yeah, so we only need 1k to survive. So we can't kill him. That's so cool. In that case, we have to try to clear board and leave like the 2 blockers up. Leave the money. But we find some strong counter events. Let's block this, right? I should have swung. Let's go. Alright, we'll start with search. See what we grab. Noro is not grabbable. We can get the bears. And then we'll see what counter event we get. Another bears. End of turn, we're standing 3 Dom. So we're gonna not pay any more. We have 7 here, and then minus this one. So hopefully we can kill both of them. Well, we know he has a 2k, 2k. Maybe that wasn't correct. Yeah. Alright, he can probably save this as well. Alright, it actually dies. And now we should be able to live. Because we killed that. We have double blocker. And 2 giants. How awesome. Yeah, that's full counter value out of the bears. And now we have an extra Don in case we draw into a grab plate? No, radical beam. 8 is, don't swing another 8, that's such a bad number. I've just shown you I have twits. What? What was this being in chat? Did he leave? The timers aren't moving. He's actually left this game. What? Did my Wi-Fi die? What the fuck? Oh, he was going 8, 8, 8, 8, trying to kill me. But okay, we won the game. Awesome.